The Last Call. Danny had worked tech support for Millennium Communications for 3 months when they transferred him to the night shift. Emergency calls only, his supervisor, Rachel, explained. Pretty quiet most nights. The call center felt like a tomb after midnight. Empty cubicles stretching into darkness, lit only by exit signs and Danny's workstation. The first strange call came at 2:47 a.m. on his third night. Millennium Communications, Danny speaking. How can I help you? Heavy breathing on the other end, then a woman's voice, barely a whisper. I can't hang up. I'm sorry, ma'am. Could you repeat that? I can't hang up the phone. I've been trying for... How long have I been here? Danny checked his screen. The call was coming from a local number, but the system showed no account information. Ma'am, you just called us. Is there a problem with your service? I didn't call you. I was calling my daughter, but I can't. The phone won't let me hang up, and now I'm talking to you instead. The line went dead. Danny stared at his headset, confused. He made a note in the log and waited for the next call. It came an hour later. Different number, same problem. Please help me, an elderly man's voice cracked. I've been holding this phone for so long. My arm is so tired, but I can't put it down. And everyone I try to call, it just connects me to you. Sir, what number are you trying to reach? My son. Area code 847. But it keeps bringing me here instead. Why can't I call my son? Again, the line went dead before Danny could get more information. By the end of the week, Danny had received similar calls every night. Always between 2 and 4 a.m. People who couldn't hang up, couldn't reach who they were calling. The calls always ended abruptly. Danny started researching the caller ID numbers. 3 led to obituaries. Margaret Foster, 73, died of a heart attack while calling 911. Robert Chen, 68, found dead after his phone rang for days. He'd had a stroke mid-call. Sarah Williams, 61, died while making a phone call, found with the receiver still in her hand. All had died in the past month, all while on phone calls. Danny's blood ran cold. The voices he'd been hearing matched the ages and descriptions in the obituaries perfectly. The next night, when Margaret Foster's voice came through his headset at 2:52 a.m., Danny was ready. Mrs. Foster, he said. Margaret Foster from Oakdale Street. Silence then. How do you know my name? I didn't tell you my name. You've called before, several times. Mrs. Foster, where are you right now? I'm in my kitchen. I was calling 911. I was having chest pains, but I keep getting you instead. Why can't I reach 911? Danny's hands were shaking as he pulled up her obituary on his computer. Mrs. Foster, what's the last thing you remember clearly? The pain. The terrible pain in my chest. I picked up the phone and then I was talking to you, but that was just a few minutes ago, wasn't it? Mrs. Foster, you died 2 months ago. The line went quiet for a long moment, then barely audible. That's impossible. I'm holding the phone right now. I can feel it in my hand. Danny realized what was happening. These people had died while making their last phone calls, and somehow their consciousness had become trapped in the phone system itself. They were stuck in their final moments, endlessly trying to complete calls they would never finish. Mrs. Foster, you were trying to call 911. You were having a heart attack. The call went through, but I died before I could speak to them. Her voice was clearer now, more aware. I remember now. The pain got so bad and then... nothing. Until I started hearing your voice. Over the following nights, Danny spoke with Robert Chen and Sarah Williams, helping them understand what had happened. Each conversation brought them more clarity about their situation. We're trapped, Sarah explained during one call. Trapped in the last thing we were doing. The phone lines somehow kept us here. Danny learned the building sat on an old 1950s telephone exchange. The new systems had been built over vintage equipment that was never disconnected. The three people who died mid-call had become trapped in the old analog infrastructure. "What do we do now?" Robert asked during one call. "I think you need to finish your calls," Danny said. "What were you trying to tell your son?" Danny spent his remaining nights helping them say their final words. Margaret's message: "Tell them I wasn't afraid." Robert's words: "I'm proud of you, son." Sarah's call: "I forgive you and I love you." After each spoke their final words, their calls stopped coming. Danny's last night was silent. On his way out, he stopped by the basement where old telephone equipment was stored. 3 antique phones sat on a shelf, disconnected but somehow whispering, "Thank you." Danny transferred to day shift and became a grief counselor. He found ways to deliver the final messages to the families, telling them about voicemails their loved ones had left. And sometimes, late at night, he still hears phantom rings, other trapped souls needing help to say goodbye. He always answers because sometimes the dead just need someone to listen to their last call.